centre combination of Kevin Hero and Dean Bell, fed by Shane Cooper at standoff, and the second row combination of world-class Mark Graham and Sammy Stewart. For Papua New Guinea, watch out for Diary Korvai at fullback, Bal Lumapo the centre and captain, Tony Keeler the excellent halfback, and Darawa Ben Moidi at prop. A very talented Kiwi side, and one that certainly should start as favourites here. They should be able to beat Papua New Guinea, but certainly it won't be as easy as in previous years when Papua New Guinea were considered something of a soft touch. This side led by Bal Lumapo, number 4 playing in the centres. Very fired up for today's match, but I think that the Kiwi tackling might just be too strong for them. Certainly expected to be tough early on. Peter Brown and Adrian Shelford, the two props for the Kiwis. The kick going through. Shane Horo back for it. Running past the first tackler and through a couple, making some yardage. Shane Horo. Back in the Kiwis. That's brother Mark Horo, making good ground up to the 22-metre line. Few early nerves. Kevin Hero losing the ball in the tackle. Regained by Wayne Wallace, or has he lost it? Yes, Papua New Guinea with possession. Yeah, bomb. Papua New Guinea. See what they can do with their tackles. There's one Papua New Guinea player injured back there. Can't quite see who it is. Get a look in a moment. As Tony Keeler flicks it back. Taking play right past that injured player on the ground. Adrian Shelford. Shelford can't bust through. Williams. And Williams held. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Friend with a little double round. Up goes the ball and comes down with Ben Moidi. Friend quickly. Through Hollow to Kevin Hero. And just as simple as that, first try to the Kiwis for Kevin Hero.
Yeah, here it is again, and it was Clayton Friend actually took the quick tap, gave it to Shane Cooper. In other test matches, I don't think they would have taken the quick tap. They saw it was on out wide, and Kevin Hero was too easy to go for the try.
Now they have it. See if they can make any headway. Really standing fairly flat. Lumapo whipped it out fairly quickly to Kolbai coming through, but Kiwis in possession. This is not a confident-looking Gummel side at this stage.
No, they're just not moving up at all, Tony, are they? They're just letting the Kiwis run.
Adrian Shelford just barging through and still getting his pass away. Too easy to Friend. Through Cooper. Cooper caught, but really it's too easy for Adrian Shelford barging his way up there. Brown. Adrian Shelford looking bigger than ever. Friend linking beautifully to Darryl Williams. Williams still able to get his pass back to Friend. He's through. Mark Graham, just as simple as that. It was always going to have an effect on this game, but it's really been too simple.
Yeah, Darryl Williams here giving a good pass. Look, there's 2 tacklers in there. Clayton Friend came across and through the dummy, back inside to Mark Graham, and the Mark Graham easiest of tries. Running really strongly, Mark. But the Kumals are just not moving up in defence, and if they let the Kiwis run like that, here it is again. Clayton doing a good job here, running wide. Mark Graham, very hard man to stop in the best circumstances in other games, and easy try for him. Clayton, I think Shane Horo was a little bit of a foil there as Mark came in on the inside, but for a big man, you have to move up on guys like that, and the Kumals are just not doing that.
8-0 the Kiwis lead, 10 minutes gone in this test. Relatively simple kick for Brown, and he makes no mistake with that one. 10-0, Kiwis lead, Papua New Guinea. 10 minutes gone. Darryl Williams for the line. Seemingly back to his best form, Darryl Williams. And Wallace just 10 metres out. Friend took the pass from Brown. Trying to have a go himself, Friend, looking around for the support, takes the tackle. There's Shelford. Oh, just too easy. Coming wide now, through goal, Erol. Erol caught, good tackle. Saved what was a certain try. But for how long? Mercer can't make headway. Coming back the other way now. Graham to Friend. Good understanding between those two clubmates. And here's Shane Hoddle with an open line in front of him, and Shane Hoddle ducks down. Try number 3 for the Kiwis, with just 15 minutes gone.
Good play by the Kiwis here. They knew that they'd got him out wide here. Mark Graham to Clayton Friend. Double round with Clayton and Sammy Stewart. Just gave the long ball out to Shane Horror, and all he had to do was run to the corner. A good play by the Kiwis. They're throwing the ball around. I think it's just going to be a matter of how many tries they are going to get today. Here it is. Good play by Clayton here. Gave a long ball out. Saw Shane Horror was unmarked, and all he had to do, a good winger's try, go for the corner and dot it down. Shane Horror showing his pace, going for the corner. Nobody near him at all, and the easiest of tries for him.
Ball coming back very quickly indeed out of that scrum. Darryl Williams up at the line. Williams looking for a way through. Thought he had to pass away, but he didn't. The Cornwall defence starting to rally around a little now when they get closer to the line. There seems to be a desperation that comes into their play. When it gets right close to the line, they are able to prevent the Kiwis from finishing. For a while anyway. Peter Brown trying to bust his way through. Shelford, yes! Well, he's looking bigger and bulkier than ever, A. Shelford. And he just burst his way through there.
Yeah, great play by Adrian Shelford there. They had the plan move on. Adrian just coming straight through the pack and score another easy try. But it was a well-planned move. It was a cross move with the big forward coming up the centre and just busting his way over for a good try to Adrian. Here's again a busting run by Adrian Shelford. He's very hard to stop in these situations, and a good try to him.
Peter Brown for the extra couple. Flags go up, so it's 20 points to 0 with 20 minutes gone. Mark Hoddle and the Kiwis once again approaching the Cornwall's 22. Just look at the difference in distance gained between these two sides in the space of a few tackles. And Shane Hoddle away, just one another touch, a couple of metres short. Nicely set up. Darryl Williams, the fullback, back into the best form after a major knee operation. Not 100% yet. Carlaw, the little halfback, one of the better players in this Cornwall side. Well caught by Hoddle and Williams. Still trapped inside their 22, the Cornwalls. This time, Shane Hoddle has the ball stolen. Clear line and another try for Shane Hoddle. What a comeback game for Shane Hoddle.
Yes, he's having a great test, isn't he? 2 tries already. But bad football by the Cornwalls here. Shane Hoddle taking the ball off him. It reminds me of when Wally Lewis actually took the ball off Darryl Williams in the test match at Lang Park. But a great try to Shane Hoddle. Here it is again, the winger for Papua New Guinea, Moria. Went into the tackle. Shane Hoddle grabbed the ball off him and had no one to beat as he sprinted to the line for the corner.
Look at the determination on his face. This is Shane Hoddle back to test football.
That's right. When he grabs the ball here, there's only one way he was going to go, and that was going to be for the try line. Everybody had their doubts about Shane, but he's turning up trumps today because Joe Roparty is, waiting in the wings.
32 minutes gone, 24-0 the Kiwis lead. The on-handling error is starting to creep into this Kiwi side. And straight away goes Matthias Combra. And the Kummels out of their own half. But going backwards. Oh, that's crazy. 3 passes, and they've lost 5 yards. Moidy. He's really been the player in this Kummel side who has straightened things up, Moidy, when he's had it, along with Yer Bum. This is better running from the Kummels. There's the defence now from the Kiwis. Finally it gets there. A bit of a scramble for possession. Come back for the knock-on, says Greg McCallum.
Yes, they looked better there, didn't they, Papua New Guinea? They had the Kiwis gone there, really, and if he had held onto his pass, he would have been in.
Only the second time in the game, Gary, that they've actually started to throw it around wide, and there's penetration there.
That's right, and I think that's going to be the half-time team talk. I think the coach is just going to say, well, get out as wide as you can and run at the Kiwis.
So the scrum, 5 metres inside the Kiwis 22. And I expect the Kiwis have come back from this, probably up to the halfway line again. And the errors again creeping into the Kiwis game. And once again the call coming from the players for discipline. Stewart. Each runner making at least 5 or 6 metres. Brown. Look at that halfway line, creeping up again, and they're across it. 3 runners, and they're up to the halfway line, having made 25 odd metres. Certainly amazing progress from the Kiwi side this afternoon. Oh, an uncharacteristic fumble from Mark Graham gives the Kummels back possession. Matmilo taking the pass from Kauru. And Matthias Combra again unable to make progress. Running around, and they made no ground at all. Moidy looked like a knock-on. Being allowed to go. And once again, nobody wants the ball, nobody wants to run.
No, just standing flat-footed, aren't they, and just passing from side to side. If they get deeper and try some run-arounds and things like that, it might be a bit different.
They've got the pace, and in many cases they've got the skill, but they've just been pressured out of this game. Perhaps we don't do the Kiwis credit in saying that the Kummels haven't really done anything. And I think a compliment repaid to Darryl Williams on that occasion.
That's right, yeah, the Kiwis have been putting a lot of pressure on them, and their defence looks impeccable at the moment.
Stewart. Sam Stewart in the clear. Passes the court now. And it's not often you see Wayne Wallace scoring tries in a test match. But that's just how simple it's been made for them. An excellent break. Wayne Wallace backing up beautifully. 28-0.
Yeah, well, Wayne Wallace actually started the move here as a dummy half, but a good slip pass here by Peter Brown. Sammy Stewart, good second row work there, backing up the prop forward, and Wayne Wallace backing up again, a good hooker's try. Yeah, it was a good slip pass by Peter Brown there. He'll be happy with that because he had 2 men on him, and Sammy Stewart just ran off him really well, and Wayne Wallace has good backing up by a hooker.
Peter Brown with the conversion for the extra 2. The flag's up, no mistake on that one, and it's 30 points to 0 with 2 minutes remaining till half-time.
good long pass there, and Wayne Wallace backing up. He actually started the move, which is good work by him, because all the other Kiwis are way back behind him, so he did very well there.
So Wayne Wallace, playing in his 9th test, scores a test try. Ball left behind on that occasion by Mark Hoddle, who unfortunately is not having one of his better games so far. And being the kind of competitor he is, would expect that he'll come out fired up in the second half. There it is, half-time. As they go into the break, the Kiwis leading by 30 points to 0 and virtually unopposed in this test match.
So I think Temp Court would be very, well, unhappy that they're not giving Papua New Guinea, not giving New Zealand a better workout, Tony.
Certainly they needed a harder match than this. Iro flicked it wide. Darryl Williams up on the line this time. Running in beautifully, comes back inside. Had Hoddle out there, opted not to pass. Came back the other way, the double round with Dean Bell and Hoddle. And up to the 22-metre line again. Sam Stewart. 3 tacklers on him almost every time he gets the ball. He and Mark Graham seen as the danger men in the second row. As a result of which 80 Shelford's had some freedom. Kevin Edel steps out of 1 tackle, out of 2, gets the pass up. Gary Mercer, and Mercer's over. Try to narrow the angle, goes right round, almost under the post. Good try, Gary Mercer. Made by Kevin Edel.
Yeah, had to come, Tony, had to come. The Kiwis putting a lot of pressure on the Kumals there. And they started to give it out wide with Wayne Wallace and dummy half. Got the ball out to Adrian Shelford. This is a planned move. Got back to Clayton Friend, straight out to the back. Shane Cooper, good pass to Dean Bell. Kevin Ero there. Got out of 1, out of 2. Showed the ball to Gary Mercer, who just had to go and dot down. Good winger's try.
Kevin Edel changes hands and fends beautifully, doesn't he?
He does. He's so strong a player.
Excellent strength and skills.
Gets in just knocks him off. Very strong, and holds the ball up for the winger, Gary Mercer, for a great try.
Well, the second half going the same way as the first. 6 minutes gone and 6 points in the second half already.
Yeah, the plan moves. Clayton Friend, quick passing by the Kiwi backs. We thought they'd get the ball out to the backs more in the second half. Kevin Ero, 2 tackles. Actually, there were 2 tacklers on him as well when he gave the pass away. And Gary Mercer, good winger's try, kept to the sideline, went underneath the post.
Keeler to Hailey. And out there wide is Gideon Carlaw. The goal still going. Oh, great running by Kouru. The Kouru brothers. Colby finally caught by Shane Hoddle in what could have been deemed to be a dangerous tackle. And the first real break of the match for Papua New Guinea. A little unhappiness with the tackle on Hauda Koura, who took the pass from his brother Gideon and really made the biggest break. He's the replacement and has set this Papua New Guinea side alight since he's come on. And suddenly there's a bit of penetration for them. Yes, play answers the referee. And Michael Matmilo ducks down. Points on the board for Papua New Guinea.
Good try by Papua New Guinea there. They really deserved this try because they made a big break by Kouru. Then they got the penalty. Then they got it out to little Tony Keeler. Gave it to the standoff, which is Hailey. He tries, Darryl Williams tried to dive on the ball, but it came off him. And a good hooker's try with Matt Milo going underneath the post.
So an excellent chance for Balnamampo, the captain and centre, to put the extra points on the board to give the Kumals at least a little respectability. Make it 36-6. Yes, the flag hurrah. 36-6. 11 minutes gone in the second half of this match. So the Kiwis coming up very quickly now to make the tackles and try and keep the Kumals inside their 22. That's the first flash or glimpse of exciting play that they've Williams is back there. Mercer coming around. The knock on. Cooper back to tidy up. And they'll come back. Just looking at this again.
Yeah, it's the winger Moria. Makes a good break here. Just been sloppy defence by New Zealand. It was the 2 second rowers he ran through, and it was just a little bit unlucky there that it was Carew couldn't hold on to the ball.
The Numapo penalty. The flags are up. And it's 36 points to 8. 14 minutes gone in the second half. Stewart. Brown. Trying to go up the middle. Peter Brown just a couple of metres short now, the Kiwis. Shelford delaying the pass to Friend. Friend well held up. Again, a couple of metres short. Rugged little individual, Clayton Friend. Mark Graham. The pass to Kevanito. Manages to hold it. Nicely held pass for Kevanito. It wasn't all that well delivered, and he picked it up almost from behind him. Juggled a little, but points on the board for Kevanito.
Yes, I think they'll use this move against Great Britain next week. Just go in the blind side. Mark Graham so strong in the tackle, and Kevin Nero running off him. Good try to Kevin.
First time for a long time that the Kiwis have had a designated kicker, and Peter Brown makes no mistake about that. 42 points to 8. Tony Keeler will restart for the Comores. Deep kick, Mark Graham hands it on. Shane Hoddle running it up. Williams waiting. What's he doing in there? Mark Hoddle having a fairly quiet game in this test so far. Oh, good pass from Peter Brown that time to Fred, and another excellent pass back. Dean Bell. Back to Mercer. Some lovely passes put together by the Kiwis then.
It's good handling by the Kiwis, and looks as though they're just going to start spinning the ball about now.
Mark Graham. Back to Mercer. Mercer looking around for support. And he gets it. And Sam Stewart. Adrian Shelford. Shelford trying to go all the way himself, but just a half a metre short of the line. Wallace waiting. And he decides to go right. Sam Stewart can't pick that up. Knocked on by Papua New Guinea. Play on, says the referee. Now there's a big shove coming for the Kiwis. Mark Hoddle it was, trying to push his way over the line. Peter Brown trying to barge through, again half a metre short. Sustained pressure on the line from the Kiwis. Friend decides to flick it wide. Graham, miss out pass again. This time it's Kevanito. Along the line. Try number 3 for Kevanito.
Yeah, a really good lead-up play by the Kiwis here. Clayton Friend, a good long pass to Mark Graham, another long pass out to Shane Cooper, a good slip pass to Kevin Nero, and it amazes me how this guy keeps on going after all the football he's had.
It's amazing with Kevin Ito, isn't it? I mean, in most cases you'd say to a clever player, give him half a gap, but with Kevin Ito you can give him 3 tacklers as well and he still gets a try.
That's dead right. As you look at it there, 3 tacklers coming into him, but no chance of stopping him.
Peter Brown for the extra points. Watch the flags, they're up. 48-8, the Kiwis lead. 3 or 4 spots we've seen in the game now from Darryl Williams, and my goodness, the strength is still there, even if the knee is not 100%. Little chip through, followed up, beautiful off the line, and inside of him, Hiley, once again, stopped on the line, on the spot by Darryl Williams. Looked like a certain try. The gap was made, bust beautifully. And that man, Lalta Atoy, had made the first break. Ruwandi was in there. called by again. He's the danger man, dotted down, but he was just short of the line. Is he being given a try?
Yes.
That kick almost charged down by Clayton Friend, but not quite.
That's right. This you'll be able to see here. Oh yes, fair try, and the referee was right on the spot. So it was a good try to that North Sydney player, Cobite.
There's the kick for Namapo, and the flags are up, and so it is 14 to Papua New Guinea and 48 to the Kiwis. Coming wide this time the Kiwis. Cooper in the double round, finds some space himself, gets the pass out to Daryl Williams. Williams with the back pass, and Mercer's in the corner. Good try made by Cooper.
Yes, the Kiwi backline's first time it's functioned. They put a move on here with Cooper doing the run around, using Kevin Arrow as the foil, getting out to Daryl Williams. Good pass to Daryl Williams. Look, watch the split pass by Daryl because it was held by the Papua New Guinean. Good try, Gary Mercer.
And Peter Brown make it 54. That looks like quite a good kick and dead down the middle. Gary Freeman in his own right, an excellent halfback. By Marlow combining well around. Here's Freeman with a little burst of speed, the fresh player, caught on the 22-metre line by Namapo. Cooper to Mercer. Mercer goes back inside. And almost unmarked makes the line, finally brought down by Wanega. Hero flicks it. Shelford to Graham. To Hoddle. Was he out? Let's have a close look at this again. By Marlow flicks it wide. Shelford. Graham to Shane Hoddle. Now let's have a look at Hoddle. Oh yes, he was in. Peter Brown from the sideline, and it's over, just making the crossbar. Tony Keeler to feed for Papua New Guinea. Gary Freeman anxious to whip in there and snaffle the ball. Very, very competitive fellow is Gary Freeman. Must be very, very hard for somebody of Gary Freeman's outstanding ability to wait in the wings because you have Clayton Friend, who's a superstar.
That's dead right, and they're both supreme halfbacks.
In the normal run of events in any Kiwi side, somebody who is as clever as Gary Freeman would be in the side.
That's dead right. Dead right, Tanner. Both good football.
Peter Brown just half a metre short of the line again. Starting to be a little easier now for the Kiwis to get through. Shelford trying to bake his way through. Some desperation coming into the Papua New Guinea tackling. That time, Daryl Williams. They didn't expect him in there. He hasn't spent that much time in the line. Busted open.
Yeah, well, they're using Mark Graham as the foil there, and Daryl Williams coming on the inside of Wayne Wallace for the easiest of tries.
It's just about a matter of sharing around the tries, isn't it?
I think so. There's Daryl just going through the gap, no opposition at all. A good try for Daryl, but Mark Graham was used as a foil there. They're having a little bit of a joke together.
This to make it 66. For Peter Brown, the flags go up. It is 66 to 14. And there are still 5 minutes remaining in this game. Hero waiting. Peter Brown. It's the pass back to Wallace. Wallace to Hoddle. Hoddle standing still. The final hooter is gone. And that's the end of the match. As the kids invade the paddock, referee Greg McCallum has no option but to blow full time. And the final score, 66 to 14, a whitewash by the Kiwis over Papua New Guinea. The only change from the side that beat Australia in the third test. For New Zealand, Daryl Williams at fullback, Hoddle and Mercer the wings, Iro and Bell, the world-class centre combination, Shane Cooper the playmaker, along with Clayton Friend at halfback. Mark Hoddle is on the back, Mark Graham and Sam Stewart tumultuous applause from the crowd. And Gary Campbell, I think it would be a shame if two teams with as much potential for running football are reduced to kicking because of the conditions today.
That's right. I think the game's going to be done by tactical kicking today. But we could see some good football, especially from the Kiwis. They've played under these conditions before, and they have played good football. So, and on both sides, they've got a lot of talent.
It's only a few years ago that this very same ground that we were sitting here and you were playing, I think. And it looked as though it was going to be an absolutely abysmally bad day in terms of rugby league, and yet the Kiwis went out and threw it round and right from the outset just dictated play.
That's right. I think this is going to happen today as well, and I think Great Britain will try and spin the ball about as well. But I think the tactical kicking by both Darryl Williams and Paul Lachlan in both teams will be vital.
As you can see, some attempts on the paddock here to get the crowd to sing the New Zealand national anthem, which we're just about to hear. There is the New Zealand team mascot, Hemetoa. Plenty of spirit, certainly in the grandstand here. There has never been a build-up in my history of rugby league anyway, as intense as the build-up for this match between Great Britain and New Zealand, which has become now the semi-final for the World Cup. There's Mick Stone, the Australian referee, meeting both the captains, Ellery Hanley and Dean Bell. And as Ray French has pointed out during the week, there will be a lot of fans in Great Britain probably unsure of just who they should be cheering for, because a lot of the New Zealand players, of course, are as well known in Great Britain as they are here. In the places like Wakefield, Widnes, Wigan, Warrington, Hull, Huddersfield, Bradford and Barrow. Sometimes they do it at the end of a match. There's the challenge. Lachlan to start for Great Britain. Man who has played at fullback and at centre and has really been one of the stalwarts of this Great Britain side. In the centres today with David Stevenson. And it will become apparent very, very quickly just how slippery this ground is. We had a curtain raiser a few moments ago, and they were slipping all over the place. Graham for the Kiwis. To Mercer. Expect strong tackling from both sides, particularly early on. Now, there's just the first indication of how slippery the ball is. It'll be a physical encounter early on as well.
Yes, I think it's going to be tough tackling their first 10 minutes, Tony. There's going to be real physical, especially up front. Adrian Shelford, Peter Brown will have to bear with these two front rowers with Waddle and Kevin Ward.
Kevin Ward, one of the outstanding players. There's Great Britain tour. There's Gregory. And Hume is almost there. The pass comes up. Great Britain are
given a try. He's given a try.
He has. Well, some indecision there as they appeal to the referee, and Lachlan has the try. Let's have a look at that again.
Yeah, it came down the blind side. Andy Gregory picked the ball up from the scrum, put Hume through. Looked as though he was going to score, but a good diving, saving tackle. And the ball actually came off Kevanero. He couldn't hold it. Yes, he towed it on and picked it up cleanly, and Paul Lachlan went in for the try. Perfect try. Good decision by the referee here, but it was a good blindside move. Shane Cooper was missed the tackle there. Good covering tackle by Mark Horrow. Kevin Horrow couldn't hold on to the ball, and Paul Lachlan towed it on and went over for the try.
Just a moment's indecision, but the looks of appeal from the Great Britain side were rewarded. And Lachlan has first blood for Great Britain. 4-0 with the extra 2 now. See if he can add him. Oh, it's away to the right. Not even close. Oh, Ray French, good morale booster for Great Britain early on.
A tremendous morale booster, Tony. And it was as we were saying before the match that the torrential rain, luck was going to play a part. And I mean, that was a well-taken try by Great Britain with an element of luck. But you know, that kick by Paul Lachlan, they could be crucial in the end. The goal kicks here could be vital by the time we get to the end of this game.
And I think the ball looking more slippery than it will be for the duration of the game once it gets wet through.
It certainly is. It's one of those balls that you play with over here in New Zealand. The leathery balls are not like the ones that we have back home, and they're very difficult to play with. Could play a big factor in this match.
Mark Otto with the tackle. That's Mike Gregory, the blonde-haired Great Britain player. No relation to Andy Gregory. Certainly some stone tackling from Amy Shelford.
This Mark Horrow had a quiet game last week, but it looks as though he's really into it today.
Certainly looks keen, doesn't he? Ball forward, the fullback. Well caught. That was Peter Brown up there very quickly. This is a fired-up Kiwi side. Now they're not letting them go anywhere.
They'll kick it this time, get it down there.
Lachlan
putting the pressures on.
trying to kick them out of trouble. There's going to be a lot resting on kicks today. Hero. And Kevin Hero will want to make amends for that mistake, which he can hardly be blamed for. The ball just so slippery. He was one of three who fumbled it. Mercer. Well caught. Their energy-sapping tackles. Shelford. And running through is Mike Graham. He's going to be another key to this game. Graham just 5 metres short of the line now. Coming left. Through Friend. Cooper just stepping out of the first tackle. Caught in the second. Sammy Stewart waiting. Friend. The ball. Who's up under that? Nobody's ball. Oh, that ball really is so slippery. This, I think, Ray, you're right. It's going to be a game of luck.
It certainly is going to be a game of luck, and I wouldn't like to be a full-back. I know, Gary, you and I were chatting, and it was a game you would rather miss out on.
That's right. It's very difficult conditions out there. Right at the start of the game, the ball's become very slippery.
Hanley waits. Great Britain captain, Ellery Hanley. Playing in what I think is his natural position of loose forward. Kevin Ward.
Gee, the Kiwis tackling is very fierce at the moment, isn't it? They're getting up in threes and knocking them over.
They're certainly not letting them go anywhere. Giving anyone a yard of movement. He was the key to it in Australia. Handing there to Offia, but Andy Gregory is going to be the key as the chase is on. Going screaming back for it. In fact, was Wayne Wallace.
See, that was brilliant play by Wayne Wallace there. He showed some speed, didn't he?
Well, he looked to be the fastest man on the paddock, and he certainly isn't. Absolute determination from Wallace going back and saved what could have been a try with a break made by Gregory, the danger man.
I certainly think this would have been a try. Here, Martin Offiah no doubt about it, getting into full stride. When he puts this kick in, definitely obstructed. Just look at the shoulder charge coming in there. But all credit to the Kiwi who got back. He saved a try.
Wayne Wallace, having landed up in the dirt.
Yeah, that was the penalty, I think, for the tackle made by Darryl Williams there. After he kicked the ball, Darryl went in with the tackle.
Happened off your picture. And we must say at this time, a very big welcome to viewers in Great Britain taking this live in the early hours of the morning. Your team looking good at the moment. Your commentator up here with us. Lachlan. No, flagged away. And the cheer from the parochial crowd.
Looks as though Shane Horrow's taken the ball behind the line. No, it isn't. The referee's changed his decision.
Looked as though he may have ruled that initially that Horo had taken the ball back behind the dead ball line. Back in Great Britain half now. Forward. Beardmore back in the side as the specialist hooker. Great front row now with Waddell, Beardmore and Ward. And certainly Great Britain look as though they're going to run it. Confidence high now. Mercer. Out of the first tackle. Caught by a fire.
That was well played by Gary Mercer there. He stopped the ball with his boot, and that's the only way to do it in these conditions.
Darryl Williams trying desperately not to lose the ball in the tackle. Brown just putting it back to Sam Stewart. And the Kiwis midway, halfway at 22 in Great Britain territory as Shelford takes it up. We have an injury back here to the Kiwi side. Looks like it's Shane Horo, is it?
Looks like Mark Horo on the ground here, yeah.
Yes, it is. The younger of the Horo brothers.
I think, Tony, that the Kiwis have really got to take advantage of this very strong wind and driving rain. It's been apparent already how difficult it is for Great Britain to kick their way out of defence. But those two penalty goals from Paul Lachlan, he's been in cracking form so far on this tour. They could be absolutely vital by the time we finish.
So Peter Brown, the designated kicker in the Kiwi side. Kicked 9 against Papua New Guinea last week. 9 from 12, which wasn't a bad record since most of them were right out by the sideline. Playing in his 4th test, Peter Brown. Yes! Well, that helps things along a little. 4-2. An unconverted try to a penalty.
It's a good kick by Peter Brown there. Would have given his confidence a lot of good. As we were saying before, the goal kicking is going to be a big bearing on this game, and Paul Lachlan's missed those two reasonably easy kicks.
Certainly a kick under pressure for Peter Brown, and he's produced the goods. Williams bumps off the first, into the second. Gregory catches up with him, along with Hanley. Kiwis not lacking for determination. Shelford. A little flick pass back, even in the tackle. Mark Graham gets the pass up again. Dean Bell. Bell out wide, has the support inside. Shane Horo looking for more support. He hasn't stepped out. He comes back in. Takes the tackle. Some of the Great Britain players thought he had stepped out. He hadn't.
Great play, the Kiwis there. They're spinning the ball, aren't they? It's brilliant play.
And keeping it in play. Clayton Friend trying to palm it off. Couldn't quite. Play on, says the referee. Brown has it. Shelford. Oh, good barging, bustling run from Shelford. Friend. Cooper. Cooper trying to keep the hands free. Mark Graham ranging outside him. They're linking up well, those two. Peter Brown.
Just settling it up for a move, I'd say, the Kiwis now.
Sam Stewart, again, keeping his hands free, showing the experience. Friend with a little chip through for Cooper. Cooper's not there in time. Kevin Hero was up running for it as well.
People back home in St Helens will appreciate those little grubber kicks from Shane Cooper. He was a master of that last season, and I think he'll be putting those to good effect, Tony.
Very clever playmaker, Shane Cooper. He's starting a professional career a little late in his life, but still an exceedingly clever player. 28 years old. Here's Gregory. He's the danger man. There's Lachlan. Lachlan getting his pass up. Ofire. Martin Ofire, one of the absolute speedsters in this Great Britain side. In Phil Ford at fullback has shown a great deal of pace in Australia. Lachlan with the chip through. Mercer almost got a hand to it. But once again, the kicking is very, very important.
There's good pressure by the Kiwis there. They took it to the British side, held it for 5 tackles, and then a little grubber kick by Shane Cooper and keep the pressure on Great Britain. But a good tactical kick by Paul Lachlan there, getting Great Britain out of trouble.
Leighton Friend to the scrum. Trying to fend off Hanley, but you don't do it that easily. Cooper, well caught. Kiwis being given just as little space as they're allowing Great Britain. Swapping direction, Sam Stewart and Mark Graham combining. The slippery ball combining to beat both of them.
Looks like a replacement's coming on for the Kiwis.
Not quite sure who the injury is, but they're trying to make space now for Gary Freeman to come on.
Mark Horrow's going off.
Mark Horrow it is that's injured, which means Shane Cooper goes to loose forward, a position he is well familiar with.
Gary Freeman's gone to stand off half.
Now this might change the nature of the game as well. Cooper is an exceedingly clever playmaker, so is Gary Freeman, but Freeman's a different stylist. David Hume getting through, and Freeman gets a hand to his collar. He gets the ball up. Phil Ford up there, but can't hold on to it.
Really, Phil Ford should never have passed that ball. They made the initial break, they had the 6 tackles, and they've lost the advantage there of 5 tackles. New Zealand really must be very well pleased with that, Gary.
That's right. David Hume's having a good game so far, isn't he? He's made 2 good breaks, and as you said then, they should have held on to the ball, first tackle.
David Hume, one of those players that doesn't often stand out in a game, but does solid work and can be very creative. Not as flashy, perhaps, as Andy Gregory, not as noticeable in the side. Darryl Williams for the line. And now we'll see just what happens with this Kiwi side. Shane Cooper having moved to loose forward. Clayton Friend still at halfback. And Gary Freeman, the replacement back, has gone to standoff. Shelford. Brown. Sam Stewart had a strong game against Papua New Guinea, looking for another today. Mark Hoddle was too, but he's gone. Oh, look at Mark Graham. Gets the hands free, but the pass was a little astray, really, and they've lost possession.
I think one very good thing here, the referee from Australia, Mick Stone, playing the advantage law very, very nicely, Tony. There's going to be a lot of loose ball, there's going to be a lot of drop ball, and he's obviously decided he's going to let it go.
And on a slippery day like today, what a good decision. Ward. Trying to get the pass away, but well held. Gregory keeping his hands free, but pulled down by Kevin Ito. The centres have obviously decided, along with the rest of the Kiwi side, that you've got to tie up Andy Gregory. And I think they could pay a little more attention to Hume as well.
That's right. Two halves are playing good games for Great Britain. And very dangerous men.
Good possession stolen by Eddie Shelford. Great Britain didn't like it, obviously. It's Gary Freeman looking round for the support. He's got hold of the Satan. He's going all the way himself. Oh, yes!
Brilliant try. Brilliant try.
Wow, how much difference did Gary Freeman make coming on the paddock?
Yeah, you said that, Tony. You said he'd make a bit of a difference with the speed, and boy, oh boy, really turned on the goods then, didn't he? Mark Graham here in at dummy half. Good long passes here. Cut out Darryl Williams. And look, Dean Bell was actually hit off the ball there, so good decision by the referee by letting it go. Gary Freeman went right to the corner for a great try. Good try to the Kiwis, just what they wanted.
Well, he's a different character in terms of his play than Shane Cooper at standoff. An entirely different type of game, but obviously what was required at that moment.
Yes, there he is again, Gary Freeman. Two dummies he actually threw there and went over in the corner. Great try for the Kiwis.
Yeah, very, very clever play there from Shane Cooper. Notice how he cut the play out. He caught David Hume in two minds, and a beautiful dummy there from Freeman. I mean, under these weather conditions, that's class rugby, Gary.
That's right. Under dry conditions, that would have been a great try, and the Kiwis are really trying to throw the ball around.
Well, who were those of us of little faith who said that this would become a tactical and kicking game? I think we've been proved wrong already. Peter Brown, the 25-year-old from the Te Altitude Club in Auckland, playing in his fourth test and looking to put the extra points there. New Zealand take the lead by 2. Perhaps this is 4. Oh, not quite able to sneak over. Flagged away. There he is, Gary Freeman, the man who put them in the lead. And now his confidence will be up. And I think the talk level will be up too.
I think so. The boys will be really pleased with that try and going into the lead. But they have to score more points, I think, especially with a strong wind in this first half.
So Lachlan to restart. Goes to Stewart. Stewart running it back. Beardmore getting a little physical in the tackle. Williams trying to catch Ford out of position. Ford gets to it safely. And Dean Bell gets to him very quickly. Good tackling. Gill. Edison Gill caught. I think it's going to be intriguing when they start linking up now with Shane Cooper still on the paddock playing loose forward. He can still play a clever link game.
Oh, he certainly can. I've seen him play at loose forward before, and he's very good at the short passing game as well, bringing these men like Stewart and Shelford through. But New Zealand, I think, have got to play a very long-range kicking game. A tremendous win behind them. I don't think Great Britain will be too disappointed at this score at this stage.
6-4, the Kiwis lead Great Britain.
Great Britain tackling very well at the moment, aren't they, as well as New Zealand? And it's going to be whoever breaks the defence first, I think.
It's hard and rugged out there in the middle. The break's not coming very easily for the Kiwis. Freeman well caught by Gregory. Not letting him up quickly enough.
That's right, he was holding him down a little bit too long there, and a silly position there really in front of the post.
That's the second penalty of this match. It's in the identical position to Peter Brown's first goal. And really, I don't know what Ellery Hanley's complaining for. It's indiscipline at the play of the ball. The British team have been plagued with that right throughout Australia.
And I'm sure he doesn't really need Andy Gregory to give him moral support in talking to the referee. It's certainly kickable for Peter Brown. Peter Brown with the build of a prop and a very relaxed kicking style. He does have a good range without actually stretching himself.
That's right, he is, and he's been kicking really well this season and kicking with a lot of confidence. I think New Zealand need these 2 points, Tony, real bad, because of the strong wind in this first half.
Peter Brown certainly cementing his place as a prop in this side. There has been something of a dearth of good props in the last couple of years of residents in New Zealand. Yes, it's there, the extra points for Brown. Well, a costly mistake by Mike Gregory.
Yeah, the atmosphere's electric here today, isn't it? Really lift the boys up.
So midway through the first half, and the Kiwis lead by 8-4. Kick to Stewart, taking no chances. Right on the 22-metre line now. Wallace waiting. Went a little far for the pass to go to Shelford, who was waiting. So Darryl Williams. There's Mercer. Wayne Wallace just talking there, trying to settle him down. Really got caught when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the kick to get the kick downfield.
Freeman running out of support. Playing it quickly. Friend.
Good ball.
Was a good pass to Dean Bell.
That wasn't only just a good pass, Tony, that was superb play, the acting half-back position. And I think the team that commands the acting half-back position comes away short, puts the passes off, they'll command the midfield.
Great Britain back in their own half, running up to the halfway line now. That's the halfway line on the left of your picture.
I really do think that there's a lot of indiscipline going on here in this match. At the play the ball, number 12 there, Sam Stewart. Discipline will win this game. The conditions are bad, the emotions are high. The side that keeps his head will win this game.
In terms of that particular offence, that's one apiece now. The Kiwis' offence not quite as costly in the end result, although it may be from here. Watch Great Britain attack. Ward hauled down. They're ready to run it. Waddell. Gregory looking to change direction, and straight through on him very, very quickly was Cooper.
It was well read by Shane Cooper, knew what the move was on, and went and hit Gregory.
Certainly no less energy in the tackles now than there was in the first 4 or 5 minutes. Gregory. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Watch for the bomb now. Andy Gregory tries to put a check through. He's taken out late. And again, Ray in discipline.
Well, again, discipline there. This should really be a penalty. I don't honestly think that referee Mick Stone has seen this, but just look at that. That's a high tackle. No need for that. There's been a lot of niggle between these two little men, and it's certainly boiling over now.
They are so alike. Clayton Friend and Andy Gregory, they are both showy halfbacks. They are both exceedingly talented players and both very, very aggressive.
And both, unfortunately, can lose their heads in a match. Both of them are superb footballers if they just keep their temper.
Gregory's still down. The play goes on. Forward in the line. Gets the pass back to Waddell. Waddell trying to make some ground. Gregory is up again now. He's a little groggy, but he's back in the game. Here, more to a fire. A fire well caught. The Kiwi tackling good. They're making no ground at all. Just inside the 22-metre line. Here's Gregory. Andy Gregory puts the pass up. Oh, yes! Yes!
What a poor pass. And he's not too happy about that, but that was good play by Kevin Ward there. They're very unlucky.
Well, that move produced a try that was disallowed in the first test in Australia. It produced a try in the third test. It'll be interesting to see here just how this ball is. Is it a forward or is it not, Tony?
Well, it looked all right to me. It was a slip pass and it looked level. I couldn't see that as forward.
Yeah, from our position, Tony, I agree with you there. It looked as though it was marginal, but I think he gave it to the benefit of the doubt of the Kiwis there.
I think perhaps a little lucky, that ruling in favour of the Kiwis. Wallace puts the kick through, finds no one at home. Ford takes it up. Dean Bell completes the tackle for Wallace. Wayne Wallace having an excellent game. Gill back on into the tackle. Waddell still standing. Gregory gets the pass away. It's stolen. Snap man again. Gary Freeman. What an effect he's having on this game already. So quick, so nippy, up there to steal that ball. Mercer. Oh, yes. Gary Mercer just slipping over. May have come inside Ford there. Had Bell in support. Peter Brown. Right up within 12 metres of the line now. The Kiwis making good ground. The intercept by Freeman gave them the initial break. It's bounce and bobble. Mark Graham plucks it out of the air, but they've been brought back.
Gee, this is exciting stuff, isn't it? For these conditions, the Kiwis and Great Britain are really playing good football.
I think they've decided on the gamble, and perhaps there is a lot of luck in it, but the Kiwis have the ball skills to match Great Britain. And I think it's really in the favour of the people watching the game. Here's Gregory. Have a look. The little pass, and straight there was Gary Freeman. He's such a quick little man.
Certainly, Tony, I don't think anyone before this game could have dared hope they would have seen so much open play. I think both sides realise they've got to get points on the board as conditions will no doubt deteriorate.
Certainly we didn't think so, Ray. This is not the first time that these two teams have surprised us in terms of the way they can play in adverse conditions. Just the professional level of the game and the level of the ball skills and confidence. Lachlan, one of the few that's managed to stay relatively clean up until that tackle by Wayne Wallace. Hugh flicks up the pass to Kevin Ward. Ward and Waddell, the props for Great Britain. Not out. Shane Hoddle keeping it in, and possession for the Kiwis. Take the tackle, let them set up. Most of the Kiwi forwards are a little slow to get back. They're standing quite deep now. One or two of them standing still. The last 5 or 6 minutes of play have taken their toll in these conditions. 80 Shelford puts the pass back to nowhere. Cooper can't get it, and Great Britain steal.
Great Britain, Coach Bell, really done a lot of work with people going down for those low balls on the floor, and it's certainly paying off here.
There's going to be no shortage of it today. Even players of this level of skill are still going to fumble a ball that is so slippery. And in conditions underfoot that are so slippery. Gregory running outside him, the forwards have been. Most of the game so far. 10 minutes remain in the first half. The Kiwis leading Great Britain by 8-4. Little chip through part of Gregory's game. Picked up nicely by Kevin Ito. A good take. Very safe. Peter Brown.
For these conditions, Tony, the handling has been impeccable, really, isn't it?
Certainly of very high quality. I guess we've come to expect this level of ability now from these players.
Very impressed with Sam Stewart doing an awful lot of work in midfield, Tony, running very, very well. But the tackling of both sides, let's be quite honest, we've got to commend it. It really is strong and powerful. And that's what's causing a lot of these spilled balls, Tony.
Yes, it's perhaps not fair to criticise players for fumbling a ball when they've been pressured into it, as has been the case. Both of these sides excellent in defence. Plenty of talking going on in the front rows. We've come to expect from Clayton Friend over the years. Kevin Ito can't hold it. Mercer's in there to pick it up. Referee was about to say play on, but decided to bring them back.
Yeah, that was brilliant play by Clayton there, wasn't it? Just went straight through the whole forward pack practically. He linked up really good there with Kevin Ito, but he just couldn't hold the pass.
It's a while since we've seen the flashes of it. We all know he can do it. But just look at how nippy he is on his feet. Being as light as he is and as low to the ground, he can do that on a dry paddock, but he can do it more so on a wet paddock in comparison to the people trying to catch him.
That's right, the Kiwis could have scored here. It was just a little bit unlucky that Kevin couldn't hold on to the ball.
Hard luck, Kevin Ito. The Kiwis have lost possession. Lachlan.
This boy, Paul Lachlan, being one of the huge successes of the two. A very big, 6 foot, 15 stone long striding. Had a very good effect coming in from deep.
Very similar build to his opposite today, Kevin Ito.
Very similar, and of course, back home in England, we well know Kevin Ero's talents.
Oh, Great Britain, the same problems with this bobble ball. And it really is a credit to both sides that they continue to throw it around as much as they do. We couldn't have asked for better style of football. Gregory with the bomb. I don't think he intended it to go as shallow as that. Sam Stewart under it.
Yeah, that was well taken by Sam Stewart. He's having a top game, isn't he?
Always a toiler. A little hard to stay upright there. Hume tackling Freeman. Freeman didn't like it too much and told him so. Here's Bell. Shelford. Bumps off the first one and the second and the third, and still nearly able to get his pass away.
And he's enjoying it too, Tony, isn't he?
He's loving it.
Yeah, that was a brilliant kick, wasn't it? And that's what the Kiwis have to do in this first half. Is the tactical kicking has to be superb, doesn't it?
Not too much to complain about so far. Well, I'm sure that the spectators who've turned up today, this ground was sold to capacity and not all of them have turned up because there are spaces. I'm sure those who turned up are glad they did.
I think one interesting factor is that there was some not too much surprise when Mulready put Kevin Beardmore back in as hooker after the tremendous performance of Paul Hume. But I think he's probably been proved right here. The scrums are going to be vital, Tony. Possession now really is 9/10 of this game.
I think you've always got to have a specialist hooker if there's one available. And while Hume, no discredit to him, he had done an excellent job, Mulready, I guess, had to opt for the specialist hooker. So played midway 22 and halfway line. Going back towards the 22 as Lachlan puts the boot through. Coming back for it is Williams. Just managing to stay in, or did he? No. Put a foot out.
Yes, he tried to keep the ball in play there, but it was a bit unlucky by Darryl there. But good tactical kicking again by Paul Lachlan, getting Great Britain out of trouble.
Just have a look at the take by Darryl Williams. On any other ground, on any other day, there was nothing wrong with the take at all. But that's just how slippery it is.
Yeah, it's definitely out there.
Clayton Friend steals the ball after the scrum. But they've been penalised. And this is kickable for Lachlan. If it were not a scrum infringement. Cannot, of course, have a shot from a scrum infringement. So Lachlan for the line.
An important position here for Great Britain, Tony. 5 minutes to go in this half, just trailing by the 8 points to 4. They really need to take advantage now of these 6 tackles and push it towards those posts. And even could be worthwhile coming away with a drop goal, Gary.
That's right. I think it's very important for both sides this next 5 minutes, especially Great Britain right up in New Zealand's 22. Really putting the pressure on.
Ellery Hanley gets through the first, almost through Sam Stewart's as well. Beardmore waiting, on fire. Looking to link up, but Clayton Friend was on top of him quickly. Good tackling by the Kiwis. Great Britain desperate for a try here. Yes, they're going to run it through. No, caught. Well, looked like a gap was opening up nicely there, and it closed as quickly as it opened. And the Kiwis rallying very well in defence. Mark Graham with the big arms wrapped around him. Gregory loses the ball. And a lost opportunity for Great Britain. Peter Brown. Mercer.
I can't understand New Zealand playing this ball in their own 25 yards. They've got a gale force wind behind them, Tony, driving rain. Literally, Darrell Williams should be pumping this ball downfield. Well, he is doing now.
He must have heard you, Ray. And straight to Ford. Ford bringing it back. Skirting around a few of his own players and finally solidly caught. And we're right on the halfway line.
This is I was injured himself.
Yeah.
No tackle.
See if we can get another look at that. I think it may have just been the awkward way he fell on the slippery ground.
I think so. Very elusive player as full forward. He plays well on the wing and at fullback. It looks as though, yes, he's twisted his ankle in the mud, I think.
Ideal conditions to injure yourself. Is he going to get up again and be all right? He's a little rocky on it. I think we may see a replacement on shortly. Darren Wright or Paul Hume are the replacements for Great Britain. Hume perhaps the more versatile of the two.
Yes, Paul Hume very versatile, and that was one of the reasons why I think he could also put Paul on the substitutes bench. He can play the hooker, as we've seen, second row, half back. He's the ideal man to come on, Tony.
Wayne Wallace there just put a little bit of a head-eye tackle, and as Ray was saying before, it's this discipline and has put Great Britain back on the attack now.
Probably wasn't that harmful, but was apparent to the referee. And being an Australian referee, he's going to pick up on it very quickly. So a little bit of indiscipline from both sides still. There's tackle by Adrian Shelford, not high but hard. Beardmore trying to find space, and his opposite number, Wayne Wallace, grabs him eventually just a couple of metres short now. Gregory trying to go himself. Has Mike Gregory beside him. If he could have got the pass away, they might have been in then. Looking for space now. Yes! Hume, is it?
David Hume, a good try.
Yes, David Hume, a standoff. Levels the scores.
Yes, it was good pressure by Great Britain there. And Kevin Beardmore come from dummy half. Ellery Hanley, a good slip ball here. Gave it to David Hume, little step, and in these slippery conditions, no one can stop you like that, and a good try to Great Britain.
No doubt about it that this boy David Hume, what a performance he's had on this tour. 3 marvellous performances against the great Wally Lewis, and here he is, the penultimate game, still got the skill, still got the grit and the toughness there to go over. Difficult condition, but as you say, Gary, what a beautiful ball from Ellery Hanley.
It was. He sucked in 2 players there very well indeed, and then David Hume just stepped off his foot with the cover coming across.
The change of kicker, David Stevenson, taking over from Lachlan. Any reason for that, do you think, Ray?
Well, whether Paul Laughlin's lost his confidence with those 2 early kicks, I don't know. But David's a very good kicker. He kicks regularly for Leeds and has done for Wigan. but I'm never too keen, Gary, I don't know about you, about changing kickers midway through.
No, they tried. It looks as though Paul Loughlin has given it away, though, with the loss of confidence.
And that's away to the right with the wind, so the score remains levelled.
Of course, it's no good to New Zealand having a draw in this game. They must win, don't they? Great Britain can afford to have the draw.
Yeah, it would suit Great Britain very well, being 1 point ahead. That would certainly put them in that World Cup final to be played in England if they win it against Australia, or to be played in New Zealand if the Kiwis win. Half-time showing on the board now. So we're in injury time. The score's levelled at 8-all. And what has been an interesting, exciting test match for this first half. Friend looking for Bell. Williams. Darryl Williams trying to find some space. Just sliding over, sliding the ball back again to Mercer.
That was good play by Darryl there because he was sliding out. He kept the ball in play.
Freeman unable to stand as he took the ball. Peter Brown to Friend. Mark Graham trying to keep those arms high and free, but it's hard to do with 5 tacklers on you.
That's right, very difficult, isn't it?
Sam Stewart. My goodness, aren't Great Britain getting there quickly in defence?
That's right, they're coming in numbers too, and their defence is looking good at the moment.
Graham again. Through Bell, Hero. Mercer.
They must be back to 1.
He didn't knock it forward. Friend, the quick pass. Sam Stewart
it's gone
out
away.
wide, keeping his hands free, and outside him is Gary Freeman. Freeman being told to go as close as possible. That's lovely, constructive, creative play by the Kiwis. And finally, Freeman can capitalise.
That's rugby league at its best, Tony. That's brilliant play. Under these conditions, that is brilliant football.
The support play there from Gary Freeman was magnificent. He came around, he kept it moving, it looked to be dead, and then suddenly they're in for the killer try, and right on that half-time hooter.
That's right, good passes here, especially from Adrian Shelford. It looks as though Sam Stewart should have went for the corner there, but he waited for his support.
And Shelford drew one.
That's right, and Gary Freeman came behind for the good try.
And Shane Cooper says, get over there, Sonny, close the angle.
Very vital at this stage too. It's right on half-time, and the Kiwis slipped in there. It all came back from that mistake by full forward from the kickoff. He dropped the ball in front of the post as Kiwis won the scrum and put the pressure on Great Britain.
I know we've said it before and talked about it, but this fellow, Gary Freeman, in any normal national side would be a first-choice halfback. If you didn't have somebody of the status of Clayton Friend, he would not be prevented from playing for his country.
Actually, Tony, he seems to be enjoying himself the more the fact that he's out wider. I mean, he might have found the perfect niche for himself here this afternoon.
He's played stand-off before, but I think just a measure of what talent is around in the inside backs in New Zealand at the moment, that you can afford to have Gary Freeman on the reserve bench. A super player and a man I've always enjoyed watching. Peter Brown for the extra points. That one looked a little better, but it's away to the right. So right on half-time, or in injury time now. 12-8. Is he going to play on? No, he's called half-time. They were in injury time, so that's the way they go into the break. At 12 points to 8. And I think, Ray French, we've already had more than we could have asked for in terms of the conditions and the style of play we've seen.
We certainly have. We've had some excellent tries, we've had some cracking tackling, and we've had the sort of approach work that probably, you know, we'd normally see in better weather. Possibly New Zealand just about deserving the lead. They have taken their chances, although I think everything hinged on that try of Andy Gregory's with a little run-around movement with Kevin Ward. Possibly 12 apiece would have been a fair half-time result. But certainly, again, I don't think Great Britain will be disappointed. The strength of this wind, the strength of this rain, they should have the better of the second half.
It'll be intriguing to watch in the second half as we go into the break with the Kiwis leading Great Britain by 12 points to 8. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Meantime, to Philip Leishman.